What's up, bitches? We are outside the cage. Ike Feldman, Pete Hoffman.
Nick Theodoro.
Nick, what's up?
Thank you, Nick, for last episode. Demo, UFC.
Looked good.
UFC. OTC 108.
Was it 108 already?
108.
We're just flying by.
It's 109!
Let's go. 109.
Not the cost of gas. It's going up.
Back in the day. Do you remember when it was like $1?
I remember in the dollar range, like $1.
When I first started driving, it was under $1, like 87 cents. It was crazy. Yeah, it was.
Showing your age, under $1. Drive the Ford Model T.
Listen, those days were good, man. You used to cruise like $10 fills of everything. Yes.
Back to the Future.
Now it's what, $40 and you're still not even filled. But you could charge your car if you want to. You could stick your car into a socket somewhere and charge your car.
I get the charge part, but it's like at least have gas as a backup alternative.
You have to have gas as a backup.
Went camping once. It wasn't my friends, it was my father's friends, and they're like, "We gotta charge the car. We're gonna be back." They spent 6 hours.
Quick funny story before we get into MMA. By the way, we are outside the cage. We talk MMA. So I recently got a car last November, so that's semi-recent, and I was looking for the Hondas because that's what I currently had. I had a lease, and we were trying to get the same price and whatever. And the guy comes to me and he goes, try to sell me on one of those power-saving cars, whatever it is, gas-saving cars. Yes, thank you. He tried to sell me on it, and it was like, dude, are you stupid? I drive to the city every day. I can try to power my car with whatever, and get down and back and forth, whatever. Sure, if it's like I think 100 miles for electric usage,
but not great.
No, maybe it's a little bit more than that. But the gas part of it, the tank on that's like 7 gallons.
So that
7 gallons.
What if it's 20? That's probably a little more than 100, but
that's nothing. You're gonna be filled if you're lazy like me, and like I'm not gonna plug it in today. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't have time to plug it in, or I didn't have an opportunity to plug it in. And you have to go back. You're like out of gas. You have to fill up your car like 6 times a week.
I get why they're doing it. They want to like force you to stay electric, but I need more than 100. I need more than 200 miles for a charge.
Give me those options, dude. Like,
Can they give you a battery? Can they give you a battery? Like,
give me 2 batteries, dude. Like, give me multiple options. Don't just give me here's a 7 tank gallon for gas, and here's the mile that you get, like 100 miles on the electric. So together you get 200 to 300 miles. It's not worth the hassle. Because remember that in the long run, is it really worth the hassle of you saving money? Probably not.
No, but the environment. To play devil's advocate.
Oh well, I mean the environment's gonna. Whether or not I do that, the environment's going downhill no matter what. I have no say.
Definitely voted Trump then. He doesn't believe in the whole eco-friendly.
Wait, hold on.
lifestyle.
So what did the dinosaurs do wrong that caused the extinction of them? They did nothing wrong.
They probably drove diesel pickups.
Yeah. Oh, right. Them not cleaning up their shit probably was part of it. Like that stench.
Dude, I swear, I went to Cali
through the top of the solar system.
Went to Cali 2 months ago. Nobody cleans up their shit. There's no there's nobody enforcing the shit cleaning, and I'm like, and nobody showers there. And I started to figure out, I was like, nobody's showering here, nobody's cleaning the shit. I think because you don't shower, it maybe like it acts as a repellent to the insects. So if they come out all jazzy with Old Spice or Axe body wash, they're probably more attracted to the bugs.
How bad does it smell there?
Oh, it's shitty.
Oh, dude, that's gross.
Nobody showers. They're like they're against it. I showered once over 4 days.
Do they just not have access to? Is water too expensive over there too?
There's showers, man. Same as the
East
Coast.
The gas price is going up and water's going up too. We're screwed as a country.
Well, that has to do with the oil, I guess, the hot water, and they're saving the environment out there. So there's don't move to Cali.
Do you imagine that saving the environment means not showering? That's how we save the environment. I guess I would stop doing it then. I guess I would stop showering.
Kids would love it.
Yeah, the kids will love. Oh my god, forget about it. They hate showers. They will like the cleanups.
They're like cats over the bath edge.
Oh right, yeah, no. To be honest with you, once they get in the water, they're fine. It's the build up to get them in the bathtub. That's the process.
Wait, my turn to complain.
Well, go for it.
Allergy season, man.
Oh, dude, it's a killer.
Is rough, tough, and if you get a cold, like if you try to drink 1 or 2 beers, it just like exacerbates the pain that you're going through with the leakage out the nose, the sinuses. You can probably hear it. I'm a little stuffed right now.
I can see it dripping down your chin right now, dude. Honestly, though, every Cinco de Mayo, I'm pretty bad. This one I survived, and it didn't affect me that bad. But normally, I usually walk around like. You ever see the movie Pure Luck with Martin Short? Okay, I'm old school again. I'm old. Anyway, I walked around looking like my face was all puffy. Like I'm allergic to cats.
Oh.
There was one time I went to somebody's house and like, oh, my cats are fine. Don't worry, they don't bother you. I sat down on the couch. Besides the fact that there was hair everywhere, the cats jumped right on both. There was two of them jumped right on my shoulder, and this big shaky dog sat on my lap. And within 30 seconds, my face was swollen like a bee. But that's what it's like every Cinco de Mayo. It's terrible. It's the worst.
I don't know if I'm allergic to animals, but I laid in a bed on this past weekend, and the allergy season's obviously kicking. I didn't sleep much, and I just wake up with like eyes I'm pulling out of my hair. I'm pulling out of my eyeballs.
Yeah,
I got hair I'm pulling out of my teeth.
The gook, yeah, dude, it's gross. We as human beings are disgusting. I don't care how nice you look leaving the house. When you wake up, it's the grossest thing. Whether male, female, it don't make a difference. We're just gross, especially during the allergy season. It's just I'm a walking snot rag. That's true.
Dude, I know my shirts and my coat sometimes in the winter you can see the snot.
Don't judge me, people. Don't judge me. Anything else to complain about?
PFL to complain about? Yeah, it's no. We're out of the allergy season of PFL.
I'll complain. I'm not saying I'm disappointed by Al. I'm not disappointed by Al. But I was hoping for more out of him with I was hoping for a closer fight.
No, keep going.
No, that's what it came down to. Because Al is a fantastic fighter. We've seen so much out of him. I rewatched the Khabib fight and was again severely super impressed. And some asshole added me. It was like, dude, because I said his fight versus Khabib was closer than his fight with Cerrone.
Remember this take?
And some jerk was like, dude, look at the score, 50-43. How can you say that? Go, first of all, you look at, yes, Khabib won the first 2 rounds, demolished him on the ground, but then the last 2.5, 3 rounds,
it was a battle.
Stay the fight. They went back and forth, and Al landed some good shots. This fight versus Cowboy, not saying that he didn't land shots, they weren't as often.
And he survived, dude. You made the point on the Mike's app that we just recorded every Wednesday and Friday.
Yeah.
That's the only time Khabib's went. Now, has he gone?
He's got 3 rounds before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Went the full 5 rounds.
I think that was Edson Barboza. Like Edson Barboza, he beat the piss out of
always
Barboza.
He's like, I saw the 1,000-yard stare in Barboza's face, like, get me out of here.
Yeah. There would have been no more 2 rounds because his eye was swollen at that point in time.
I was hanging in there with Khabib. And, dude,
he did
with freaking Cowboy. It's pretty tough. His leg was swelling up each round.
They kept saying, dude, look at how purple Cowboy's leg is. So, I mean, he was doing damage in different ways. Well, that's the
breaking
thing.
The notes, dude, just pouring down. He looked like he got stung by bees.
Yes, he did. That was the one thing that in both fights, Khabib and Cerrone, they both landed that jab pretty well. They both found homes for that jab. And as someone mentioned, Rogan mentioned a lot in the Khabib fight, it's a jab. It's not going to knock the guy out, so it's going to blow his face up. It's not doing much damage besides the facial stuff. So Cerrone wasn't really... those weren't power punches. Those were just probably bothering him. Like, come on, stop with the bullshit. You landed, you blooded me up. Okay, fine. The knees were devastating.
The knee, the Silva kick to the jaw.
Dude, he never got knocked down before in the UFC. Al never got knocked down up until this fight with
Donald.
How
freaking hard and how good of a kickboxer Donald Cerrone is, man.
Yes.
You mentioned this again on the Mike's app every Wednesday and Friday. That Cowboy's on a mission.
He is.
I really believe it, man. He came down all the way again from 170 to make 155 again. Devastated the little fake bully named Alex Hernandez back at UFC Brooklyn. It was an amazing performance. That was the best fight of the night. Had the crowd going up and down. Not the Greg Hardy, not the TJ Cejudo fight. And then he comes out here and he fights the number 4 Ally Quinta. Gets it done on the Mike's app podcast or contribution video. You said that there's no shot that Cowboy gets off the track that he's on for either a Conor McGregor fight, big time money, or a title fight against the winner of Poirier-Khabib. I hinted at, I could see it possible that Cowboy is being Cowboy. I don't care that he's 36. He's got a kid. He's seasoned. Obviously, he's got all these records.
Sure.
A Nate Diaz rematch could be huge. A Tony Ferguson fight could be bloody and devastating in the main event on a fight night or co-main event on a pay-per-view. I like those options. I don't believe Cowboys waiting 8 months.
Well, the only thing I'll agree with you with is the Tony portion of that, because now again, Tony might not want to have it, but if Tony Ferguson, who just re-signed with the UFC, they worked out a new plan.
Nice.
That is a new thing.
That's a good step.
That's happened. But if Tony is that next step to the title, like as Cerrone said, I need to have that title in my hands very soon. And right now, Khabib and Dustin are the reason. They have it? It's going to be one of those people that are going to have the belt after September 7th in Abu Dhabi, which hasn't been confirmed yet, but pretty much has been confirmed. McGregor is a cash cow, so that's clearly why
we wanted it, man.
So that's why he would do that.
Proper whiskey.
That's why he would
Light.
do it, and there was so much buzz behind it. That's why he would do it. Now, Tony, I don't disagree with you, because if they say to him, "Listen, you got to go through Tony first, and then you will be guaranteed the title fight no matter what." So fight Tony in July or September, and then fight the winner of Khabib Dustin.
Even do the co-main event.
That to me, I could buy into that, but I can't buy into the Nate Diaz. That's not going to be. I'm not buying into Nate Diaz, Justin Gaethje, or anyone else that's below the top 5. So the rankings are out. It's Khabib and Poirier, then it's Tony, then it's Conor, and then it's Cerrone.
Dude, that 155 is freaking stacked.
I know.
Anybody that Cerrone, like, even if it is a Gaethje, I know you're saying he doesn't want to do it. I don't think he's going to do it. Even if it's a Gaethje, man.
Gaethje's too dangerous.
Bloodbath.
It's too dangerous. You can't do Gaethje. It's too dangerous, because though he allows himself to be hit and knocked out, quite often we saw the Michael Johnson battle, we saw the Eddie Alvarez battle, we saw quite a few battles with Gaethje, but he can't put himself in that situation. Those battles will be for a Poirier. Those battles will be with Khabib or Conor. Cash is king.
I was going to say, I think Cowboy's starting to recognize how big his brand is. Like,
oh my
he
God,
helped build this UFC throughout the years, man. Like, again, I wrote the article. You wrote an article. Both on Cowboy.
All right, an article.
Yeah, everybody's loving the Cowboy situation, but most UFC wins ever. Improved it to 23 this past weekend. Most fight night bonuses, bonuses, post-fight. This guy's a legend. Like, he used to hurt himself because, dude, in 2016, went 4-0, demolished everybody, turned it around in a couple of weeks to face Jorge Masvidal just because it was in his hometown. Didn't work out, and he had an awful 2017.
Yep.
Thank goodness he turned it around. I think he's a smart businessman.
He was also begging to get out of that welterweight division. Like, think about this. We talk about how stacked the lightweight division is. He was begging to get out of the welterweight because they were bigger guys, first of all, and he feels more comfortable in the lightweight division of that's with a stacked lineup like that. And he was losing the guys in a bigger division.
Yeah, barely lost to Lawler, and we see Lawler was a former champion.
The Lawler was barely lost, but the Till was bad. And
Tier 2, he smoked at the 170s.
Yes.
Tier 1, it's a little tougher. Like, Al's on that line. Like, is he going to be a champion one day? We saw what he did against Khabib, or is he just going to be middle of the road? I'm just going to do my open houses and move along. You know? But Cerrone beat him. Let's see what Cerrone's got next, man. If he does fight at Ferguson and he beats him, dude, open the gates, let him get the title fight. If he could beat a Conor, if he could beat a Dustin or a Khabib, Cerrone might be one of the best of all time.
If I had to pick an order, I would see the Cowboy-McGregor fight. I feel like is the most. It
sells itself.
It does.
Come on.
And Conor can't be a puss. He can't wimp out. This is the time. It's there. If not,
I don't think he wanted more money, man. Just like
right. Well, he wants because I don't think he's going to be on the July 6th card.
No.
And that's the problem because Conor wants that.
He wanted to be a co-main event, which was stupid.
I think there's two. I think if I'm correct, there's two UFC pay-per-view events in July. There's the
late July.
241 is August, and that's DC and Stipe. So there's that 240 that there's no title for yet. There's no main fight yet.
Yeah, I guess it goes by Conor and the UFC at this point. It doesn't matter with Cowboy. Cowboy could call him out, and he did. Cowboy's usually like a humble guy. Give me anybody you want. Now he's made it 2 efforts that he wants Conor.
So it's Conor, Cowboy. I can Conor, Cowboy, Khabib, or Poirier, and then the last fight that I don't think is going to happen at all, but would be the Tony fight. So I will throw him in the mix, but those are the only 4 people that he's fighting. I'll tell you that.
Sign me up for it, man. I'm excited.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's go.
Thank goodness Theodoro lost. Not you, Nick, but Elias Theodoro lost to Derek
point
Brunson.
Fighter.
Got taken down a whole bunch of times. Yeah,
Brunson looked good, dude.
About time he started wrestling. Dude, when I see the highlight package, I'm like, I see him taking down Yoel Romero, a silver medalist in the Olympics. I'm like, dude, Brunson should wrestle all the time. Stop playing the stand-up game. Israel Adesanya put him back 5 years with that concussion.
Oh,
great job by him by wrestling.
He's had that mixed review of like when he needs to step it up, he doesn't do it. It's the OSP.
We used to say the cowboy effect, but now Cowboys, he's changing.
Cowboys coming through. But Brunson, like, he had that poor performance against Anderson Silva when Anderson Silva was just coming back, and you're like,
dad bod.
Yeah, it's like, dude, that's what you do. Like, maybe it's just the look of Silva scares people off because you saw that with Adesanya.
Good point.
And you saw that with Brunson. They took on Silva, and it was just like
respect.
Yeah, that this guy can crush me any second. He still has a clinch. He can still knee me. He's still just as accurate with the strikes. Maybe not be as quick with the strikes, but still as accurate. So let me give him that benefit of the doubt, and I'll just wait it out, type of thing. I'll counter. And that backfired because he was boring as shit. He lost. So it was nice to see that in a point fight, he beat the shit out of Theodore.
Yeah, I'm just happy Theodore lost. I thought that guy's ego was getting too big. Nick, you know how there's ring girls, obviously, in boxing? Well, the UFC has octagon or cage girls, beautiful women that walk around in skimpy clothes. Invicta FC, I want to get into this with you. You saw the event, actually.
I did.
But Invicta FC, which is an all-women's female, an all-female fight league, it's pretty cool, MMA. This guy who fought Theodoro, makes sense that you guys are both weird, he walks around the cage in between rounds. No shirt. His nickname is called the Main Event, and you know how Lions have main, and he's just all about. I think he's sponsored by Pert Plus.
Pert Plus, yeah.
So, long story short, I'm happy he lost. Sorry, Nick.
Yeah, no, and listen, it was about time. Now you bring up Invicta FC, by the way, so I'll just make this brief. If you saw by any chance the fight that they had on Friday, they had like a little mini tournament.
Explain the tournament, dude, because we had Vinny Magalhães. We're really bad at teasing our guests. Oh, Jesus.
Bad teasing / pronouncing names.
Vinny Magalhães and Jordan Johnson, who are with the PFL, were in here advertising the PFL's first event tomorrow, or whenever this is posted. You were explaining to them the Invicta format, and would PFL be possible opening that?
Well, PFL does their own tournament style, but this was all involved in one day. They literally
what the hell were you explaining to them?
They literally had 8 fighters. I think it was a shortweight division, if I'm correct. But they had the first 2 rounds where you did it all. It was all in one night. So you had 8 fighters. They went toe to toe in the opening rounds. Then they had a semifinal round, and then they had the finals. And each fighter went 1 round. Each fight was 1 round. The first 2 rounds were 1 round of fight.
Cool. 5
So
minutes?
5 minutes, 1 round, no holds barred. Go at it.
I like that.
And it was some of the most intense rounds of fighting I've seen in a while because you got to put it all out there.
Yeah.
And listen, there was some fights that weren't as great as always. There's always going to be some bad, but there were some that were just literally back and forth 5 minutes of chaos. And then the finals, they made it three rounds to give it more of a the final fight between the two going for the championship.
Same night.
All same night. Woo! So you could have they had 2 fighters had 5 rounds in them.
Wow.
It was basically a championship round, but it was a championship fight. But it was incredible. It was a really good night. I butchered the girl's name already. I know who lost. Kaylin Curran lost. And I can't remember the girl that won, but it was good. It was
I would
legit.
love to see Conor Khabib fucking go all out it for 1 round. You wouldn't get Conor playing defense. You'd have him trying to throw Khabib off. Like if it's 1 round, dude, you get to rest for like 30. How long is it in between?
There was, there was a decent amount. They strategized it well. Probably 30, 40. Yeah, because it was like a 4 or 5 hour event.
Dude, you've seen them go balls to the wall. I think you would only get to see that in the UFC if the money was right. But who the hell wouldn't want to see these guys coming at it for 1 round? Dude, Cowboy just like, bell rings, you got to fucking bring it again. That's a pretty cool format.
No question. I don't know if you could do that in the UFC just because of, I don't think they'd be willing to go that route. Like I don't.
If
I don't.
The money's good enough.
If the money,
dude, the potential of the sport, what the PFL is doing,
creative,
and Victor's doing.
Yes. Yeah, no,
I mean,
no
I
question.
like what the UFC's doing. The standard 3 or 5 rounds. They're setting a precedent, but it sounds pretty fun. A tournament one night.
See, the thing is, this is like the women. I'm not taking anything away from them, but like we've seen Invicta fighters go to the UFC, and the level is just they're not all there yet. Like we saw Megan Anderson go fight Cyborg, and she was a little bit out of elbow. Even Holly.
No. Wait, did they? No, I don't think she fought Cyborg. Just Holly.
Maybe just Holly.
Holly just fucking exposed her.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. So it was just like, oh, she's out of her element in this UFC. So the intensity in the UFC is a little bit more. You can't knock the talent in the UFC. I'm not saying you knock the talent in other places, but the talent in the UFC is top notch.
That's the big show.
So it's a little tougher to try to get everyone to do everything in one night because you're putting it all out there. You're swinging for fences, dude. I mean, if you're going to go clean punches in like the first 10, 20 seconds, and everyone's just throwing down and you landing shots both back and forth, you might not have another round in you after that.
That's making Sports Center, and as long as these guys get paid, everybody's happy. But I don't think the UFC wants to pay anybody $5 million for one night to give all their freaking efforts into 2 or 3 different...
I mean, if the promotions, right? Which you would think that their promotions are starting to bring a lot of more money, especially now they're on ESPN.
Dude, that could be a Super Bowl. You've always hinted about the July cards.
You
need like what do you say? WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling. What's your comparison?
WrestleMania is the Super Bowl for WWE.
Okay.
Obviously you have the Super Bowl, you have World Series, you have NBA Finals. You
UFC International Fight Week's cool, but it's fucking hot in Vegas. Put it at MSG.
But it's not even that, dude. What do they do that's different? They put on a bunch of fights. Maybe they put on an extra title fight. Is that enough?
Hall of Fame ceremony,
but no.
cares.
It's not about juice. It's not about that. It's not like if you told me that the Super Bowl of MMA would be, I'm going to take my UFC champ and put them against Bellator champ. That makes sense. That is you bring the leagues together. This is our champion versus your champion.
Makes a lot of sense for Bellator.
Well, but okay, fine. You could even tell me PFL. You could tell me.
That'd be sick if they had all 4 organizations one day.
One day of that. That is where you just go. That was crazy. That was the biggest night in MMA history. You couldn't make a bigger night. And that's what you need to do. I'm not saying that you can't create really good fights for one night and try to pump them out and make it a stacked card. Listen, sometimes we see stacked cards and the performances aren't that good. That's the first thing. But you have more edge. You have more game in it. Like the fact that you have 2 champions from 2 different promotions coming in, it's a bigger deal.
We've been trying to... we know Coker's all for that. The welterweights.
Yeah, because he wants money. He wants money. He wants to have as much publicity as possible.
Open up the Viacom and the WME pockets, man. Just pay these guys for one freaking night of glory and amazing fights. I'm all for that. And
Glory would definitely do that with kickboxing for sure. Yeah. They'd be all in.
Put them against Eddie Bravo's people.
And not for nothing, but you talk about Bravo... He's on UFC Fight Pass. We were talking to Sean Merriman earlier, which, by the way, that'll be up some point in time. Are we doing this podcast, or what are we?
I don't know, man. We're just flowing. We can do integrated or separate.
Regardless, we talked to him, and he said that he said some crazy stuff about the UFC and Greg Hardy and Dana White. And I'm not spoiler alert, but he said, I don't think Dana White be interested. I go, you know what, not for nothing. Why wouldn't he be, though? Because he's looking to scoop up any sort of action.
Yes.
Hello, UFC Fight Pass is looking for stuff. Why wouldn't he scoop you up?
Nothing against Sean, but I don't think he's looked hard enough. Dude, that opportunity is there, especially if he thinks he could beat Hardy. He's faster, and he's got the boxing background. Let's put it together.
Yeah, EBI's on there, the Invicta FC. They got Chase Sherman's fighting again this weekend or tomorrow. I can't remember. He's fighting on another island show. They have.
Staying relevant.
Yeah, no, he is. He's keeping it real. I don't know if they've done bare knuckle stuff yet, but I mean, why not? Listen, UFC Fight Pass is still trying to get as much stuff to send out as possible, as much product to put out.
They need a good podcast.
It's true. Nick, what do you feel about that? Thank you. Thank you very much. That being said, what else do we got? UFC, Shane Burgos
was
fantastic
man.
Performance. Really, sorry about that. The only criticism I have is, what the fuck was the judge doing 30-27 to Cup? I don't mind.
Wow. What an idiot.
So it went Shane 30-27, then it went Cub 30-27, and then Shane won. The last judge gave him 29-28. I have no problem with a judge saying Cub won 29-28. But you can't give me two fighters where one has a 30, they both have 30-27s in their favor. That does not make. What fight are you watching? Clearly, two people are watching two different fights. That's outrageous to me how that even happened.
And what did he do, like, significant strikes? He did something that was, like, record-setting. Maybe it was for the division. Maybe it was, like, more than, I saw something. It was more than Holloway, more than
yeah, he did
Swanson.
something. I can't remember. Maybe it was the fastest or something. Yeah.
Good job by him. And you said he took top 10, right?
Not top 10. I made a mistake.
No!
But he cracked the rankings. He's 13.
Okay.
He's 13.
Okay.
I said top 10 because Swanson was 10 and he's out of the rankings now.
Okay.
And Shane Burgos is sitting there at top 13.
He should be 10. As long as he keeps throwing down.
Dude,
he just beat freaking Cub Swanson. Swanson's fighting Holloway, Edgar, Ortega. Top of the line in that division.
And there's some really good fights in that division. Now, I don't know who he's going to get next. I mean, I don't see a Qatar rematch anytime soon.
Maybe, Rodriguez would
That's
be
what I
wild,
said.
Or freaking Kron Gracie be wild.
See, I don't know about Kron just yet. I could see Kron still making another, like, I could see Kron versus Cater, maybe. Well, no, who did he fight last time that he
Caceres, and I think he was number 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So, and he says he wants top 10. Give him the Korean Zombie. You know, Zombie needs a big
Listen, Yair Rodriguez versus either one of those fighters would be great. There's the Josh Emmets of the world who had that significant knockout over Michael Johnson, which looks pretty good. I heard Stevens was thinking about going to lightweight, but I don't really know how true that is.
I mean, he's got a good gas take at 145, but it'd be even better, and he hits hard enough. You know?
He lost to your boy, Volkanovski.
Right.
So Volkanovski, I mean, he's like one fight away. That Aldo fight, I mean, that's this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's this one fight away from a championship. I mean, that's what's just up.
I'm not hinting at it, but Conor McGregor hinted at it. The UFC's Instagram posted the king is in his kingdom, and it was Aldo in Brazil. And, dude, he looked shredded from head to toe, his thighs. And they said, oh, yeah, back in his kingdom, because McGregor said back on the sauce. Commented underneath. And people are starting to hint that every time he's in Brazil, he's on the good stuff. USADA doesn't make it down there.
We just had an interview with somebody, Jordan Johnson, who basically just said, he's like, you know, not for nothing. That's part of the reason why he was done with the whole. He was happy to go to PFL because he was done with this whole USADA nonsense. Like, they placate, and he didn't specifically say it, so I don't want to put his words out there that aren't right. But in some way or another, it seemed like he hinted that they placate towards the stars. If there's a star that's on there, they'll figure a way to get him fighting, and it's no big deal, whatever. He was the fact that TJ got suspended by the New York State Commission was like, oh, good, I'm glad they caught it, because I don't think USADA would have, or they might have done it, and they would have finagled some things, and blah, 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 blah.
Dirty business, man.
But at this moment in time, you're the UFC, you just signed with ESPN, your biggest stars are getting arrested constantly, tested positive for steroids constantly. You're not happy about that. Paulo Costas of the world, who just got off suspension, which we just found out about. Yeah, they don't want that look. So you'll do what you can. It's like MLB with the longest time with Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire. They saw the bottles of whatever they had in their locker room and people just like,
Andro, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, whatever. It is
I mean, I think if you had to guess, you're a huge MLB fan. How you doing in fantasy, by the way?
Made a lot of trades.
Quick update.
Made a lot of trades. Right
good.
now, it's good because I made some really good trades to improve my team. I'm 7th place, I believe I am, out of 14 teams, and right now I'm crushing this guy 13-5.
Nice.
So there's a lot.
It's only Wednesday,
but my pitching is ridiculous.
You got it lined up that they're going twice.
I don't even need that. I can stop my pitches right now if I want.
Ooh,
I'm that good. I've pitched over 30 innings. I think the guys have a total of two walks. Like 30 strikeouts. My ERA is under 2.
Maybe we'll do a weekly update with your fantasy team. 7th as of May 8th, 2019.
Yes. If it finishes today the way it is right now, I'm in 4th place. so I'll jump up significantly.
Anyway, huge MLB fan, huge fantasy baseball fan.
Yes.
If you had to look at MLB and UFC, who's testing positive more for steroids? Probably the fighters, right?
Who's testing positive more?
Yes.
I think. Well, that's the percentage we're gonna go by, because if you go by
just the feel. We don't know the numbers.
I would say probably the fighters. I think that MLB. I think that there's still a percentage that get tested, and they get caught. I should say, it's probably gone down a lot, but there's still a handful of people because there's like 700 people in the major league itself.
That's the point. The fact that it went down. And I think it's slowly going down with USADA and with these new athletes. I don't think Rose is on steroids. I don't think Andrade, even though she could be, she freaking throws women.
Right, she's nasty.
But the Kelvin Gastelums, who aren't just physically freaking shredded like Yoel, not hinting at Yoel, but the Israel Adesanya's, the Max Holloways, the Dustin Poiriers, it's starting to weed out. And Aldo's one of those guys that's from the pre-USADA, the WEC years, was a killer in those divisions, in that league. And he's kind of, Conor McGregor's hinted at a lot that his body's changed since USADA came in. So, am I surprised if Aldo's doing something a little different, a little dirty with that Brazil commission? No. I mean, when Kelvin Gastelum beat Vitor Belfort, they pulled up a marijuana suspension.
Oh,
yeah, you're telling me nobody's smoking in Brazil? Jose Aldo's not smoking?
That's the dumbest thing. When like the Curtis Blade suspension happened, that was dumb.
That in Brazil?
No, that was like Texas.
Oh, that makes sense. You get your dirty hippie grass out of here.
But I mean, you know what? The rules and regulations are so stupid, and you should
There's no uniform freaking testing. It's 50 states, 50 commissions. Who knows the countries? Does USADA make it in Australia?
No, I don't think so. That's why hence the USADA faction. Do they make it to Alaska? Is the question.
Just the Buckles would know.
Yes, we'll have to ask him.
Riping and moaning. Interview is the best part of today.
What part of it?
I don't know, just fun and loose.
Oh no,
Pick me up. Dude, I'm down with these allergies. I'm crawling through the trenches. I'm crawling.
You look good.
Our ancestors not ancestors, I guess a couple of parents ago from World War II, like, you pussies.
Oh yeah, like allergies. We fucking had to do this with nothing. We didn't have medication. Like, dude, not for nothing, but like I'm allergic to like penicillin. Isn't that what like solves half of these freaking diseases?
I guess that's a good thing.
What, that I'm allergic to it?
Isn't it like a powerful pain pill?
I have no idea.
People pop penicillin, or what is it? Isn't that?
They pop Oxy.
Okay, what's penicillin do? Is that a pain pill?
Well, yeah, but it's like the basic medication.
Is that antibiotics?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the basic medicine to like cure most of your.
So your germs are stronger, or does it mean your germs don't adapt?
I have a bad reaction to it. I don't even know. I don't remember what happens when I take it. So.
Remember you had trouble like drinking. Like drinking would have an effect.
That was something completely different.
Oh, all right.
That was a whole different issue.
Oof.
We'll save that for all fair purposes. But yeah, that was a whole different. That was a
drinker. What's your drink of choice? We're working on doing a beer pod. No, yell something.
Yeah, you could talk.
So like beer wise, talking?
Sure.
Beer or liquor?
Liquor.
Stella's.
Stella.
Try those.
Like
Stella's.
In Europe, they say that's like that's a wife beater on the bottle. That's like the Bud Light of Europe. Fun fact. It's not like over here we have like the chalices and the goblets.
They make it very.
Over there, it's like you cheap fuck.
No, I think they have their craft beers out there, don't they?
I don't know.
No? Do you think that I would think they have craft beers out there?
Where?
Anywhere but the States.
Stella's Belgium, right?
Yeah.
It's like Belgium's got some pretty fucking fancy beers. I could see it making sense.
The Hefeweizers I was enjoying back in the day.
Yes, sir.
I remember the Hefeweizers. I've had some good ones. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I guess I'm more into like the IPAs these days.
What's your favorite IPA? Goose Island. Anything other? Sierra Nevada. Bear Republic.
No,
Bronx Pale Ale.
The Bronx Pale Ale is okay. It's a little dark. What's the one?
Peak, the organic IPA.
No, I haven't had Peak. What's the one I'm drawing up?
There's organic beer.
Yes, there's organic everything, Nick.
Do they stop at nothing?
There's organic soap. Because you know, just in case.
Just in case what?
I don't know. Ask them. They're the ones who do it.
Organic toothpaste.
Yes,
if it's not burning, it's not working.
They just want to make sure that you have enough money to spend.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
I hope with the I forget the Amazon owner. Burgos? Jeff Burgos?
Bezos.
Bezos, yeah.
Jeff, there's somebody from the Full House that I don't like confusing the name.
Stamos. John Stamos.
John Stamos, the owner of Amazon.
I mean, he could be, honestly. That guy has got loot.
But with Amazon purchasing Whole Foods, like, I hope they bring down the freaking prices. Whole Foods got good stuff, but it's just too fucking
As Steve Simmons goes, the whole check, what is it? Oh.
That's his thing?
Yeah.
Steve, shut the fuck up. No joke, this is no joke. He was in here bullshitting with us like 2 or 3 years ago, and one of his receipts fell out from Chase Bank.
No.
You have nothing to complain about, sir. Nothing to complain about.
Oh, no. I don't even want to know.
A whole check, you could buy a franchise of a Whole Foods.
He might actually have one. He might own one. You don't know. But let's wrap this puppy up just because I do
UFC 237, Rose, Jessica, man. Who you got? It's a tough task for Rose. Going to Brazil? Fucking kidding me? This girl's crazy.
Jessica's a beast.
Yeah.
She really is.
Brazil.
Yeah. Like, going up against Joanna was different because they're going to outpoint each other and all of the stuff, and then Rose just knocked her out, which is the most outrageous thing we saw the first time between those two. Andrade, she's a tank.
She's on a mission.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I might have to go.
The end of the Rose run.
Is Rose the favorite still or no?
I mean, check. I would say she's.
She might be the underdog. Going to Brazil.
Might be a slight favorite. Does Vegas know that? Like, being on the road?
I have to think about that. I mean,
see, Rose is so weird that, like, she might have the best performance of her career. Or it just might be like she's just mentally not there.
I don't think she'll be not there. I think that Andrade will outdo. Well, no. I think that Andrade might just be able to cut through that and pick apart. Like, I saw what she did. I saw what she did for Claudia Godella, and Claudia was.
Pharrell was going nuts. He's like, "Oh my gosh, these two bitches are fighting."
She killed her, and I've never seen that out of a female for sure. But like, just that dominant of a performance was outrageous. Claudia was the closest to beat Joanna, and she almost did it a couple times, up until Rose, and she got shellacked. Like, she was not in that fight at all. And if a weak Rose shows up, someone that's intimidated by even a second of it, like Andrade will just pounce.
And it's part of that MMA match too. It's like Rose destroyed Joanna twice, and now Joanna destroyed Jessica.
Joanna barely destroyed Jessica, right? Or did she?
Kicked her apart. It was a kickboxing match. Jessica couldn't get a hold of her to grapple, but she beat her. It was a nice point final win, but. I mean, it was similar to, like,
Rose is not going to want to sit there and engage with her, though. She's not going to want to stay. She's going to want to go what she did the second fight with the Joanna. That's for sure.
Do some jiu-jitsu. I think she's really high level. I mean, get away from freaking Jessica's hands, man. They're demons.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, it'll be fun.
Yeah, no, it will be. And Aldo, your boy.
It's my boy. I want him to win.
Volkanovski.
He's Macedonian, but you know what? If Aldo wins, it'd be cool. It makes the division better.
Now he's hanging up anyway. He's not even going for a title fight. So.
Oh, right.
He's not
he said 2019's last year.
Yeah.
Him versus Ortega if he wins. Whoever wins has to fight Ortega. It has to. Or Edgar is in there too.
I think Edgar needs a shot versus Holloway. That's what I need to do. But we will be back next week with more. I always stutter whenever I say that. We will be back next week with more. Follow us Outside the Cage. He's Ike Feldman. I'm Pete Hoffman.
A little behind the scenes. Camera 1 cut off, but that's why we got 2.
All right, we will see you guys.